Tunnel visioned in. We're looking like an A push is about to come through. Viper utility already bypassed as they make their way towards the A site. Some space to be taken, but look how many players are still here, tucked in the back corners. These are angles that you have to clear on the way through. And if not, stuff like that's going to happen. Questioner already on 2 and the 3rd. The nade forcing Zyppan out of position. ardiis and SUYGETSU left with it all to recover. And ardiis does well to find the first, but the utility blocking him off. The shots coming his way, and the defuse already happening under their nose. There is no way to deny this. The round is truly in BBL's hands.
Yeah, great start for them as well.
Looks a little slow on the trigger.
I just imagine him going, you left me, now you come back. You know, you do what I tell you.
You earn it. You earn it. You are their upper, not ours. Fair play. Fair play, Angel.
Put him in his place.
Yeah. Oh, nice shot. SUYGETSU's head ripped clean off. And look, a lot of the guys are running light shields here, but it's mostly classics. Ability to fight, not great. Shao upgrades to a ghost. You're still going to be at a huge disadvantage. Full shields for most of BBL. They just have to bide their time. These smokes will fade, and then they'll get much more open angles, but that's where Angel might be able to cleave some value out of this round and find a position to fight from. Good right click. Look, 10 damage is all they need to do to make it a one-shot. Angel capitalizes on the damage done. pAura's already not taking that damage. They're still able to fight 2 players in towards Hookah, but it's going to be tough with 3 on site, with a Viper wall just about to go up, slowing utility in play as well. This is just making them a little bit more discombobulated on the way through. Flash, wingman at first to try and leave some more extra information. Good kills, Angel on another. And with Shao backing him up, this is looking clean. They pushed into a 3-man site with Viper utility backing it up. They made it look easy.
Oh, hey, maybe they're giving Angel the rifle because he's the one who's actually going to be fragging. We saw Boo just literally yesterday, had been clearly on the aim labs for the entirety of the off-season. Little bro going to be sacrificed. As Elite is the last man standing, stuck into the side of BBL, is potentially trying to get his armor online. The stun, it hasn't connected. It's been avoided completely, but it is going to be Elite able to get betrayed. A dry peek into pAura, that's not something I'd like to do. Still got that crisp aim to give them the advantage. A little bit of a risk taken by NAVI and Angel, and well, he was actually the one with his ultimate online, so he actually had something that easily could have cleared that angle.
And with him out of the running, we've ended up pretty neck and neck, but the map control's the real problem. BBL blocked out. Oh, they are able to delay that plant a little bit. That's allowing some reinforcements, some damage done onto Zyppan. This is starting to look a little better than before. BBL have at least got some control. That nade, though, will it push them out? It kind of pushes them, splits them, but no real after effect for it. Zyppan flashed as he tries to use his ultimate, but oh no! He's missed the shot! The hitbox a little wider than he thought. ardiis now has to clutch it all. The 1 versus 2. The defuse just about to be tapped. He's in the corner. They suspect it's safe gap though. He's inside the molly and they have no idea. The spray.
There are a few things that could potentially pad the gap here, and you can see he's already going to be challenged. SUYGETSU basically just walks up. Normally when you see this from a Viper, he's got his wall up. He's trying to be a little bit sneaky. That wasn't sneaky at all. That was brute force from SUYGETSU. Well, the rest of BBL are going to be looking to try and find their way back in. The fact is they haven't had to use any utility, and now another goes down just to a Molotov. This is looking rough, and in fact, well, 1 by 1, I reckon I can take them on.
Nice kill by pAura. That's ardiis down. He stood inside of a molly and a snake bite just to get that done. Evading death, 34 HP. He'll just about be able to keep himself alive for a future combat. They're watching for a flank right now, but with a Viper's bit down, there's no need for BBL to go on flanks. They've got A pretty much on lock. They've left bathroom open. That's certainly going to be a worry in the next couple seconds, but it doesn't look like NAVI have any intention of going elsewhere.
They've got so little time. Look how many people are on the site. 4 sat here waiting. This looks like it should be impossible. The spike is being planted. Little bro giving it a go, but now they
fight into bathroom, or at least deny that control. But the control, I think at the moment, maybe it's just coming down to a couple missed shots, you know? Right there, you had players not looking your way, but a very tight angle to fire back on. A risk worth taking, but a reward not found, and now we look towards the side of A, where a trade has been acquired. Brave, though, able to eliminate Zyppan, buy a little bit more space. Orbital strike used, it's going to get them a plant. And that's about it. Quite a defensive, a turtling one, and in fact, they're not even able to get the plant down just yet, buying more time now with an aftershock down to 18 seconds. Players are getting close. They can even start to spam pretty soon with Shao down. Oh, that spike's very close, but it is put down on the ground. Just about. Damage through the pit is massive. Sugetsu on 49, ardiis on 77, and down goes the pit. ardiis has to do it alone. It's only a 1v2 though. A very winnable fight for this man. We've seen him do it many times in the past. The players he's up against, pAura and REAZY, they're hitting their shots, they're looking good, and combining together the stun did.
Also has Thrash. This could be perfect. I imagine it's going to get shot or almost immediately, and it doesn't matter. QutionerX going to land it anyway. An instant TP, but a trade out, and Elite's going to land the shot as well.
Zyppan, 2 out of 2 of those ults have not gone his way so far. Struggling when it comes to the showstopper, but Sugetsu is making sure that BBL struggle with site control. Plant still not down. 17 seconds left, but it doesn't look like there's any further contention with Brave down. Smokes are out of the question. It's going to cause problems. pAura, only one flash to play with. REAZY already burned up his, but pAura's put it to a 2v2. A fantastic kill for this man. So he can now buy them a little bit more space to cross over, and he spotted both players, but that information came with a very heavy cost. Price tag more than they were willing to pay, with REAZY now having to try a defuse under the nose of 2 players. This just isn't looking good. Shao still has a molly, but a post plant is not needed. Not with time this low. Instead, they will face. Smokes her down, and there's a question on QutionerX's mind. Should he be sticking around? Should he be running? Or should he be popping that ultimate? And it looks like that decision is being made, and a player was spotted, but the shot lands on top of the box. NAVI have got a team kill under their belt. This time it wasn't Zyppan going down, it was Angel, but look, it seems recoverable somewhat. Just 2 players left, damage across the board, though BBL making it insanely competitive. And with Shao just 1 hit to the Sheriff, it's now insanely close. Rolling thunder for pAura. He's on his way to the B site. He knows that TP was pulled in just moments ago. Does he sprint in? Once he hears it's planted, that ult might come into play, but no. And with the snakebite keeping him out, it's a good thing too. He's just 65 HP. Can't afford to lose too much. There's the peak! I am starting to get worried. Again though, with it being the opening match for NAVI, I know this is kind of expected. We all know this can happen. But they can warm up moving into this second half. We'll see if they've got what it takes to keep this game alive.
Yeah, this tournament format doesn't really give you much time to warm up though. No. You 2 matches, you're out. 2 matches, you're in the playoffs, unless you're Fnatic, in which case it can be 1. Either way, it's already looking pretty bleak. Pistol round in a good spot. Plenty of utility to try and deal with this. Wingman going to try and get anything, but he's not surviving that one. And now getting anyone onto this spike is going to be imperative. Running out of time to do anything, and now it's left all onto ardiis. He's back on the block, but he's got to figure out where Brave is. Knows it now, but the time is ticking. The time is gone. He needs this kill immediately, and it is not happening. Another round of rebuild. This is where the fan favorites, unfortunately, had to go. And the players that make things competitive have joined the roster. And after plant that leaves very little to be desired. Dizzy going through. It has left players blind, but they just don't have the weaponry to compete at this stage. Being slaughtered by everything that's on the board, at least getting a few kills along the way.
He's managed to sneak his way into a position you might not expect. They've just taken the site, remember? They're clearing it, but only half. And now there's a rifle on the floor. They weren't going together either. Remember, we didn't just see Zyppan here. Earlier on, ardiis was by his side, but having split up, he'll now make his way through long. A flash close for Angel, but this player's closer than he expects. Luckily, Brave is dropped. NAVI still alive in this round, still breathing with an orbital strike, eliminating Elite. No more Viper utility. Post plants now get a little bit easier as BBL are left with just pAura. They know where he is. He's already gone. They're really looking to scrap for B-Long. They've seen no one there, so the rotates begin, but not on time. BBL were a little quicker than expected. They're already breaching into the site just as ardiis gets here, and it's too late to reclaim control over lamps. Now they've got another angle to fight from. This makes it much more difficult for NAVI to support each other. They don't need it. Sugetsu's going off on site. A quick double and a real chance for NAVI now as they can just slow it down, pop their utility, and make it so uncomfortable for BBL, forcing them into individual duels that they are not winning. At least they weren't. Elite has stepped up to the plate, but 3 more hostiles to eliminate.
Well, he's actually going to stick it. Just needing to get that plant down. They've been struggling to do that for the past minute. But eventually, they found it. Finally, Shao can make his rotation after waiting patiently for a player to head through the TP. ardiis hoping to find someone with a pre-fire, but that clock's starting to tick. They need to get a move on. QutionerX just can't quite land the shot, and now Elite with everything left to do. He's been great.
Four behind. They've got rifles. They have some ultis. BBL don't have anything. They're running pistols. And based on what we saw yesterday, that means they're going to win the game. Because teams were just destroying on these kind of buys. Add to that, it's a Turkish team, attack side grouped together. This is where they get very, very dangerous. But it's the recovery that can come into play, something like Thrash. You get a little bit scared, throw this out, find out where they are, and grab none of them. Oh, that's a little awkward. Nice shot by QutionerX as well, and now it's getting scary. Elite was by his side. The trades are going the way of the attackers, and ardiis does well to at least pull it back to reality. 11 HP on QutionerX, but a rifle retrieved for Elite, and he's had some really nice rounds so far.
Spike's in a horrible, horrible spot. Like, just getting that out of this corner is not going to be easy whatsoever. But you're basically going to have to push into the rifles, and I don't really see how they're going to be able to get that back without basically eliminating it.
You can tell he's been practicing his REAZY utility. That's what I love about it. Nice shot by Zyppan. He might not have the util down. Hey! There's a showstopper with a kill, and it wasn't himself. That's a good one.
Third time's the charm. That's what they say.
They got there in the end. It's one of the weakest ults in the game. Don't worry about it. Nice flash by Angel and a kill to follow up. Okay, Navi certainly have the reins now with BBL falling to pieces. pAura and Elite left to pick those up. And what a task that is. Great flash. Loves it. Might be able to take this weapon out of Elite's hands, but I don't know if they're going to quite suspect him to be that far down. 6 seconds left. Angel's on his way. Could be a weapon taken, and indeed it is. Now pAura wants to keep this in hand. Oh, great stun. They're all in an alley with their sword.
And you should have some sort of like connection, but please don't do it.
Yeah, just take a look at what BBL are working with before we kick this one off. It's such weaknesses shining through from that side. Some ultimates, again, it's just not the round we expect to see that used in. REAZY has managed to get a plant for free. You can see the respect Navi are giving them.
I'm actually quite surprised they haven't thrown in the Viper's pit here, but instead it's going to be post-plant, and they do have a lot of post-plant utility available. pAura just almost waiting. He's going to use it immediately. Bear in mind, weaponry-wise, he doesn't have anything to really deal off this. The whole thing is on the time. It's delay. It's try and burn that clock down as much as possible. He's 100% dead, not even realizing that they've wrapped around behind him. Now you see that orbital strike go through. Another few seconds burn off that clock, but they still have more to do. Already, Shao is going to get himself onto the spike. He is going to go down. I don't even know if he did get it to half. That's the only saving grace. There's a small opportunity, but they have to get somebody on it right now, and it isn't going to be happening. They're going to take it.
Burst out long. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, this is a huge gamble. They don't have anyone there. Luckily, when you have a breach entry frag like pAura, I guess it doesn't matter too much. Winning the aim duel again versus SUYGETSU. And they are going to get this site now for free. A quick TP through, with the majority of players spotted, smoke off into hookah, and a little bit of a lurk being left behind from Angel, but they now use that final ult of the collection to get themselves into a strong afterblast. Ooh, the counter flash is not in time.
A nice try by ardiis. I think there's nothing else he really could have done there. With Brave falling, could be something to report home about, but it's the problem is right here and now. Thrash goes in. Okay, you've got QutionerX, but there's players close, ready to defend. They got baited in. A player seized, but the rest of the team ready to fight. Shao's got no...
And the thing is, this round
just one more random. Save up those ults. Do whatever you want. 4 chances to close this out. They've made their decisions, and the decision is to move towards A, taking down one on the way in. It's Zyppan, a big player for the side of NAVI. Quite quickly, Angel's trying to get on their back, cause them problems, and make them push further forward into the defensive setup in play from Shao. He's got some support up top. ardiis primed with a flash to go through the smoke, but not really able to get much done. With orbital strike online for Brave, post plant now is possible. Down goes Angel. It's Shao and SUYGETSU to do it all. Viper's pit. Maybe if they can get close enough, they can find something, but he's stuck up in heaven and he's being watched on the way out. They want to take these fights. The second that they get contact on REAZY, the swing will come through. And I don't see a way that this goes towards NAVI. The time already ticking so far. Brave still has orbital strike, and it might not be used. It certainly won't be needed. That time ticking away as SUYGETSU blitzes in. The orbital strike won't even touch the ground. 13-8, and no